Let's turn our attention over here to our brave band of heroes as they surprise the mad alchemist. So let's see. Let me actually set him here while I kind of make note of his various stats and things. So he is a boss, the final boss. Mad Alchemist. His level is 6. That's not too crazy scary. Especially since 2 of my guys are level 4, not just 1. His life is equal to 6. He has 1 attack and some kind of special treasure. Let's see what he's got going on here. Oh, but you know what? I do need to try and remember that he has -1 level. You just kind of... Will that stay there? Oh, you can't even see that. I'll put it up here. Oops. Got a little -1. This is -1 health. It's for another game. But I got to put that up there. I got to do something to remind me that he's at -1 just for the first round of combat when I attack. -1 level. Let's see. What has he got going on here? On each of his turns, the alchemist throws 1 explosive vial at the party. I am suddenly having a flashback to that ogre thing I fought earlier. I think I completely forgot about... Oh no, I didn't. He had all those extra attacks. And I was like, I didn't use any of his extra attacks. It's because Eldrazi killed him with a sleep spell before he had any chance to do anything. Okay, I'm good. Alright, it's fine. Everything's fine. On each of his turns, the alchemist throws 1 explosive vial at the party, automatically inflicting 2 damage to a character of your choice. He's got -1 on morale rolls. His treasure, this is cool. I fought one of these before and actually still have some of this treasure from last time. His treasure is D3 +1 explosive potions, 2 damage when thrown. And I just assume that they function, for me, the way they function for him, that they automatically do 2 damage. There's no to-hit roll or anything like that. You throw them, you just choose who you're doing 2 damage to, kapow. So this guy is actually super cool to fight and win against because of that reward. Reactions. Oh no, he's a final boss, so I don't even test his reactions. And he's always going to fight to the death. Because he's the final boss. What other rules apply to the final boss? I think they have 1 extra health and 1 extra attack. So he actually has 2 attacks. And his health is actually 7. Okay. But one rule that I keep forgetting to use is when a boss is I don't know if it just applies to bosses or also weird monster bosses, but I was reminded recently when a boss gets to half or less their starting total of health, their level also goes down by 1, which means that they're going to be less effective at both attacking and defending. And I think that's really cool. I mean, notice how thematic that is. As they're being worn down, they become less effective at defending and attacking, and that makes complete sense. There are much more complicated game systems that don't have something like that in them. And I just love that little bit of theme that's accomplished through these very simple game mechanics. Anyway. So yeah, we are going to get the jump on him. So his level is -1. We are going to go ahead and attack this guy, and we just gotta go nuts. Whatever I have that I can pull out and nail this guy with, I need to. We're in a room, so everybody can be a part of the party. The dwarf just has his +1 sword, his normal +5 total. This guy doesn't have anything about him that makes him especially vulnerable to the dwarf. So, dwarf attacks first. But again, his level is 5 this first round. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh man, almost did enough to damage him twice, but no, I do 1 point of damage on him. Still plenty happy with that. The cleric. Man, I haven't fought any undead. I mean, the loadout for this dungeon doesn't have any undead in it, but the cleric gets to add his level when attacking the undead. And just half his level the rest of the time. Just kind of a bummer. Oh well. Okay. Cleric. Nope. Not successful. Shaden. We do outnumber this guy. That's nice with bosses, that the rogue can get in there and add his level. Now, come on! Be impressive, please. He rolls a 5. 6, 7, 8. Minus 1 is 7. That is still plenty to do 1 damage to the Mad Alchemist. Nice. Okay. Wizard. I have no memorized sleep spells left. So I've got a scroll. I've got some of this guy's own potions that I can throw at him. I've got 2 more of those, but I mean they're really the only way I can replenish those is by fighting a Mad Alchemist. So, and they're really handy against the Mad Alchemist is actually not the toughest of the types of bosses that I could fight. He's not that crazy difficult. At least hasn't been before. Let's try my Lightning Bolt spell. I believe this is a little bit more appropriate of a spell for fighting bosses compared to big crowds. Let me read the description to remind myself why that is. Lightning Bolt. This spell works like an attack roll. The wizard adds his level to the roll. Against a group of minions, the spell will kill just 1 if it hits. Against a boss, it inflicts 2 life points if it hits. Alright. So it's just an attack roll where I add my level, and if it hits, it does 2 damage, which would be great. So yeah, I will go ahead and cast Lightning Bolt on this guy. Oh my gosh. He just, only because we got the drop on him, is he able to hit with this Lightning Bolt spell. His modified result is a 6. Oh, wait a minute. No, his modified level for this first turn is 5. So actually, it's not quite what I was thinking. Anyway, yes, he hits 2 points of damage to the Alchemist, who at this point would normally roll morale, but he's the final boss, so he's fighting to the death. But man, that was awesome. Okay. But now he gets his turn. He's gets his full level back, restored. And he gets 2 of these special attacks. I have to choose which character is going to take this damage. I'll have... I guess I'll have the first one do damage to the dwarf. That brings him down to 4. And then the second one, I will have him do to... I guess I'll have him do to Shaden. Shaden's currently at 6. He's just been really good at dodging. I think it's... yeah. Yep, so I'll bring Shaden down to 4. Everybody still has 1 healing potion, so it's not... Nobody's at risk of, dying and being booted from my campaign unless I resurrect them. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how that round went, and I think there's a decent chance we'll be able to kill him this round. Starting with the dwarf. 6, 7, 8, 9 does 1 point of damage. He's only got 2 health left. Alright, cleric, what do you got? Not enough. Rogue, come on now. Backy stabby. Yes, 6, exploding. Plus 4, that's 10. Plus his level, 13, minus 1 is 12. And this guy is level 6. That does 2 points of damage then against him. That's the backy stabby I'm talking about. And the Mad Alchemist falls. Beautiful. Alright, special treasure is this D3 plus 1. So I'll roll a D6. Roll a 2, so that counts as 1. Plus 1 more is 2. So I get 2 more of these explosive potions. I'm going to give them both to my wizard. So now he's got 4 of these things. Nice. Yeah, those are great as like backup options when his spells are low. He just started lobbing these explosive potions. Still feels thematic because the wizard's throwing stuff that blows up. Yeah, nice. Would have been nice if there was some other treasure. Actually, well, hold on. I need to check because he's the final boss. I need to make sure there's not something else that I'm maybe forgetting. Final boss rules are on page 43. The gold piece treasure of the final boss is tripled or increased to 100 GP, whichever is best for you. If it has a magic item in its treasure, you will find 2 magic items instead. He's got this special treasure, so he doesn't have a magic item or gold. But I feel like, in the spirit of what they're saying here, he should be able to give me something extra. So I'm going to have him give me 100 coins, which will be carried by Griffith the Cleric. And then I'll say that we get double the number of explosive potions off of that deal. So then I will give explosive potions to my rogue as well. Two damage, I gotta remind myself. Alright. Very good. So, yeah, that takes care of the final boss. What do I want to do at this point? Let's see, I started streaming about an hour and 15 minutes ago. I think, given that I spent 3 hours kind of making my way through this, again, this game does not take that long. It takes that long when I'm streaming. All my games take so much longer when I'm streaming because I'm sharing my thought process out loud, and other things. I think I'll just keep sweeping this dungeon, see what else we can run into. There's plenty of interesting monsters that we have not run into yet. This is on the early side of when you can run into the final boss anyway. Normally the dungeon really gets more significantly filled out before fighting that final boss. So, and these guys are mercenaries, and Elderast wants riches and, more importantly, power, which can be obtained by riches. And so I think he's going to demand that the party continue to make a clean sweep of the dungeon. We take everything! So let's get our party in backtracking marching order. Oh, do we want to use any bandages before we do anything else? Who's got bandages? The Shaden has a bandage he hasn't used. And that'll bring him up to 5, just 1 below max. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think everybody else has used their bandage. Right? Yeah. Okay. Do we want to do any healing? Let's see. The cleric has 2 healing spells left. It could be, if he rolls 6, 7, 8, 9, I mean, we could wait maybe just a little bit longer for the dwarf to take just a little bit more damage. He's at 4 right now, which is a little less than half of his starting health. I think he can stick it out for a little bit longer. So, yeah, we're going to turn our attention then back to exploring the dungeon. We encountered the Mad Alchemist here. We are now in a party order to deal with surprise attacks if we run into them, which again are going to trigger now on a 1 or 2, not just a 1. None there. None there. Okay, so now we can readjust our party order to head into a new room, and we'll see what's right here. 42. Let's see. I guess it's going to be pretty close to the same net result either way. Yeah, 1, Oh, but this might, like... Oh, no, I just barely make it past that. Okay. 2, 3. Oh, that's interesting. It reconnects. Wait a minute. Did I do this wrong? I might have done this wrong. I did do this wrong. Hang on. This doesn't quite work like I thought. Oopsie daisy. So this actually will run into this room here. Here, let's draw from the bottom. That'll be easier to keep track of what it's supposed to be. 1, 2 is where it goes. And then it goes off this way. I don't know. I think they do give you leeway to like add up to 2 spaces to a room in order to connect it with other things. I think I'm just going to do what I was kind of doing before and just say that, yeah, it does connect. Because it was so stinking close to connecting. Although this does count as a new corridor. So let's roll for contents. 6. In a corridor, that means we roll on the vermin table, and we also check for room details. I did get a 4. Oh, wait, no, that's not necessarily significant. Oh, in fact, it's definitely not for room details. So it's just a normal room. And then on vermin, I don't think I've fought any vermin yet, have I? Anyway, these are just the weakest types of enemies you can run into. 1, we're fighting Bonepicker rats in the corridor. So, let me make a note. Let's see here. These guys are level 2. Should be hopefully not too difficult to deal with. How many are there, though? 3d6. Ugh, this is where they can be a pain. My gosh. There are 10 of them. Bone picker rats. They get 1 attack, and then I can roll treasure, but it's the result I take 1 away from. And higher rolls are better on those on that treasure table. So, what are we dealing with here? It's classified as an animal and vermin. That can be relevant if someone they do extra damage against animals or something. If a character dies, all the rats will stop attacking and devour his or her body. All the character's equipment is lost, and he or she may not be resurrected. Yikes. So, yeah, that just adds, like, insult to injury, or injury to insult. Because it's already an insult to get killed by vermin, but that's a major injury to add to that insult if you can't resurrect them and you lose all their equipment. Yikes. Now, we can check for reactions. This isn't a surprise attack. On a 1, they'll flee. On a 2 to 4, I can bribe them by giving them all of the party's food. On a 5 to 6, fight to the death. I don't want to bribe them because I need the rations I have to pass back through that savage werewolf's room if I don't want to fight him. And I would much rather just fight these guys than fight that savage werewolf. So, yeah. Here we go, hoping for big rolls here, especially since only my front 2 guys are likely to be participating in this. I mean, I could get Elderast involved if I want to blow his last memorized fireball spell. We'll see. All right, dwarf. 4 plus 5. So that brings it, that's 9. Ooh, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Patience, patience. Yay, patience. He takes out 4 of them. That's awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll be checking morale pretty soon here. Hopefully. All right, cleric. These guys are level 2. You ought to be able to take out 1 or 2 of them. Oh, rolled a 6. Let's explode that sucker. And a 5. Oh, beautiful. So that's 11. Plus his modifier of 1 brings it to 12. That takes out 6 of them. They're almost all gone already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, check your math, Paeter. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, you killed them all. Okay, great. Let's see if they had any treasure worth picking up. Not much. 1d6 gold. So somebody gets 4 gold coins. I'll just give that to the cleric. Yeah. Good job, Griffith. Good job. Thank you. Okay. So let's make a note that we fought those Bonepicker rats right here. And cool. Now we're gonna reconnect, see what's going on there. This might be weird. 11. Let's see how this works or doesn't. Yeah, it's gonna inadvertently create a wall with that orc pikeman room above it, but I think I'm gonna say no, it won't, and just throw a door in there. The rules don't quite give you permission to do that, but they do give you permission to add, up to 2 spaces to your room. So, I mean, it's not a system that's like really dependent on, well, like I said, in quoting another YouTuber, I want to say it's like Live, playthroughs with Live, L-I-V, something like that. If you do search of Live and For Against Darkness, you'll find her. Great content. Anyway, she said, if you're having fun, you're doing it right. So I clearly am doing things right. Thank you, Liv. Let's just go ahead and let that connect. And you know what? See, this is the thing I'm looking at here. If we're gonna just kind of be wonky and cheat a little bit, let's just take it one step further. Put the door there. It fits in an ish kind of way. I'm feeling totally at peace with that. So, we've got this new corridor. We got to check the contents. 7, which in a corridor means roll d6 on the minions table. See if there's anything interesting in this room. No, not here, but d6 on the minions table means... Oh, I forgot to get rid of those guys before. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Orc of the Red Plume. I've never fought this before, so this could be interesting. All right, so this is our 6th group of minions. That's nice. Getting closer to that XP roll. Orc of the Red Plume. Honestly, I'm going to say that hat looks a little bit silly. I probably shouldn't tell him that. His level is 7. Okay, so this guy's no joke. Or these guys. It's a group of them, I guess. How many? D6 plus 1. What are we dealing with? Okay, not too bad. Just 3. Just 3. 1 attack, and I get to do a treasure roll, but at a -1. What's up with these guys? These orcs are armed with powerful axes that inflict 2 damage on a defense roll of 1. Oh, crap. So I'm going to say that, like, even if I roll a 1, and according to my homebrew rules, it's not a crit fail, I'll say that that still holds true. They still do 2 damage on a defense roll of 1 if I don't, if I don't block it. A shield-equipped hero may sacrifice his or her shield and lose just 1 life instead. Okay, that's good to know. Elves attack them at a +1. I have no elves, so not really relevant, unfortunately. But that's what we got. He doesn't have any reactions. So it looks like we're just attacking. That's just all that's going on here. So starting with, this isn't a surprise attack, right? No, it's not. Okay. So here we go with the dwarf. Oh, this is an orc. Does he get any kind of bonus? Goblins, ogres, not orcs. Oh well. Rolls a 2 plus 5 is 7. That's exactly what he needs to kill one of them. And I said there's 3, so let me actually put some tokens out. I'll just put 2 out since there's now only 2 left. Nice. Okay, cleric. We gonna contribute at all? At all? Rolls a 5. Plus 1 is 6. But his level is 7. Not enough. Dang it. That was even one of his better rolls. Okay. The rogue is, he's holding the lantern. He can't do anything. Elderast, we'll say he's putting his mapping things away so he can be ready to join in some way next time. Well, unless I want to just do a spell this time. I don't need to have my hands completely free for that. He's not doing great in terms of spells. He's got 1 fireball that's memorized. He's got 2 charges on his sleep wand. I've got a fireball staff and a sleep wand, both with 2 charges. But I kind of, in my mind, want to treat them as just having 1 charge, because the rules that I am playing with that allow you to recharge items of that type will only allow you to do that if there's at least 1 charge left. If they're completely depleted, they can't be recharged. So... And it's also like, I think at least $100 to recharge one of those. Do I really want to do that? Is this thing gonna yield at least $100 in treasure? I don't know that. I'm not confident of that at all, actually. So I feel like I should only be using those charges if I'm really in a bind. Which means for the rest of this dungeon, yeah, I got limited resources. But Eldoras is not going to do anything. He'll get his staff out. Maybe thwack him. But now it's the orc's turn. They will do 1 attack each to the dwarf and the cleric. Dwarf does successfully defend. Cleric, come on now. Yes, does successfully defend. Great. So back to them now, attacking this time. Dwarf rolls a 1. Is it a crit fail? It is not a crit fail, but I doubt it's going to hit. Because they're level 7, right? Yeah, no, it brings them up to 6, but it's not going to be enough. Cleric now. 4 modified to 5, still not going to be enough. Crap. I don't know, Elderast. Maybe you should do something. Well, let's try thwacking him first. You're gonna have to get an exploding 6. Which you did! Holy crap! What the crap! Here we go now. Ugh. Well, 1 more is 7. Problem is, with his weapon he gets a -1. So that brings him down to 6, which is 1 below what he would need to be effective. I feel like that's happened several times, where I roll a 6, and then right after it roll a 1. Okay. Dwarf defending. Does defend successfully. Cleric also defends successfully. I feel like their defense rolls are pretty good right now. Health is pretty good. I think we can just keep up with standard attacks for now. Dwarf first. 5. Yep, that's going to hit. Plus 5. That's 10. Not going to be enough to do 2 points, but does take out another one. And now Cleric. Can he finish it off? No, unsurprisingly. I will... He's got more health, though, so I'll have him be attacked by the Orc remaining. He does defend. Back to the Dwarf attacking. 5, 6, 7. That finishes him off. Good. Alright, so we roll for treasure at a -1 with a result of 2, so that's going to be 2d6 gold. Not fantastic. So just 6. 6 gold. Alright. So that was Orc of the Red Plume. Red Plume Orcs. So, back to the map here. We're right up here. And we don't need to backtrack there. We know where that leads. I guess we could go this way for now. And anticipate coming back and filling in there. Yeah, let's just see what happens when we go this way. So let's roll for room shape there. We get a 45. Okay, this is pretty much going to dead... Well, is it? I'll make it dead end. I'll make this dead end. I don't know, do I need to? Tough to say, tough to say. Yeah, I should, because we've got so many more avenues to explore down here at the beginning again. I got a feeling I could be in this dungeon for a while, so we'll just have this dead end here. That does still count as a new corridor, though, so we will roll for the contents. A 3, which in a corridor means roll d6 on the traps table. Yay! All right. So that's page 62. I already rolled and got a result of 2. Poison gas. Great. Level 3 attacks all the characters. All characters must make a defense roll, ignoring the bonus from shields or armor. If they fail, they lose 1 life. Blech.